Good morning, everybody. We are here at Varsity 1. That is the Varsity Field number 1 in the University Free State ground. And this is 9 o'clock in the morning. Looks like the match is going to be on time. And it's not as cold as last weekend. Joppie will be your umpire. I, Jurgen Smith, will be the commentator. And if you look at the teams playing this morning, it is Toxic Eagles against the Pork Swords, with the team of Toxic is made up of Benny Lebbe, Johannes Liebenberg, Bennett Swart, Henry Ebbing, Alex Olivier, Sol Ahmed, Tommy Kok and Taman Alam. Which means this match has a lot of very good batsmen in it. We can expect a exciting first innings with the caliber of the batsmen that are playing this morning. Because even if we only look at Benny Lebbe, Johannes Liebenberg, Tommy Kok, these are the names that have been making 50s for the last few weeks consistently. Now it all depends on how much the boundaries the Pork Swords are going to allow through. How easy the Pork Swords, how easy the Toxic Eagles will be finding those gaps in the defense of the Pork Swords. And yes, we can only hope that the overlay for the scoring at the bottom will be starting soon. Normally there is a kind of delay, so that is expected. And the first ball is bowled. It's not going to make the boundary. But the scoring tally has started. So first ball is bowled. Shortly we'll be able to see who it is who is bowling, where the overlay will be coming up at the bottom of your screen. This match is sponsored by Capstone Investments or Capstone Finance. And that's a big hit. It's up in the air. It's falling in no man's land, and nothing is going to come from that delivery. But yes, it is Johannes Liebenberg going to be on strike now. I said this morning when they rolled out the match that the pitches aren't that as flat as they used to be, and that the batsman should bat on the flatter part. That is another good delivery. The ball is racing to the boundary. It's not going to make it. Pork Swords is going to pick it up about 20 meters from the boundary and return it to the bowler. There you go. We can see that the overlay or the scoreboard has been added to the bottom of your screen, and it's AJ Joubert for Pork Swords bowling now. Johannes Liebenberg and Tommy Kok opening for Toxic, which means that they are probably going to go for a big score, and that is a 4 early on in the match. And we can only hope for a big score being put on here today, like we've seen last week. It isn't the first time that we've been live streaming from this field. But personally, I like live streaming from this field. Everything is open. Everything looks good. And I think when I walked around on the pitch this morning, we saw that the ground is a little bit hard. Oh, that's a catch hit. Beautifully caught by Pork Swords, and that is a very important wicket for Toxic, falling early in the match in the first innings. Johannes Liebenberg and Toxic Eagles will not be happy that they've lost that wicket. Next coming up, it looks like Benny Lebbe. Johannes Liebenberg, teammates calling Joe, will not be happy about that. Um, he's used to getting a 50 in almost in each innings that he's playing. Today he won't be returning later. But Toxic Eagles got a lot of firepower in there on the bank to come in. So yeah, maybe the strategy for or their match strategy hasn't changed that much after losing Joe, but that would have been a very important um, player in their strategy for today. So much depth in this team. En die Schermishuisen bowling. Tommy Cock only on one, at least he's off the mark. One or two runs from two deliveries. It looks like that would have been a wide. Oh, that one is up in the air. Is it going to be caught? There's a man under it. No. Just falling short in no man's land, and the ball is being returned to the bowler. Not as cold as we expected this morning. Oh, that one went through the wicket keeper. His ball is racing to the boundary. Is it going to make it? It's going. That is a 4. And Yoppie is calling it a wide over there as well. So wide, and it is 4 runs. Maybe a little bit of consolation for losing Joe so early on in the first over. Oh, and a repeat of that copy and paste, but Toxic is running for it, going to make it safely. We can see that Kermishuisen is trying to get as much spin out of that ball as possible. There are mixed reports of what the players or the bowlers can accomplish on these mats. Some say they can get the ball to spin if you make it hang a little, then you can get some spin out of the ball on these mats. Others say no, they're struggling. Others enjoy the pace of the ball, saying it's a little bit more consistent, although the bounce is not that consistent. And it's Benny Lever on strike. Well, they're discussing what they're going to do. Tommy Cock being famous for those red um, knee pads or shin pads. So it's obviously it is now Tommy Cock on strike. And he had a brilliant innings a week ago. That one is playing to fine leg. They're going for 2 runs. It's not going to make the boundary, but that is not a 4. Feel they had a pretty long way to run to come and pick up that ball. Toxic Eagles now standing on 19 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. That wicket was a very important one. That is Joe that lost his wicket. And we can see that the projected score is 173, which would be brilliant if they can carry on like that. Joe losing his wicket when he was caught. Not exactly sure who the player is. Since we and that went right through the wicket cap. wicketkeeper, and that ball went for a 4. And Toxic Eagles will be saying, thank you guys. You're making it easier for us. You might not be able to see it clearly, but this match is being sponsored entirely by Capstone Finance. Um, yeah, there's a bit of a misfield, and that allows another run to come towards the Toxic side, putting the Tommy Cock on strike. AJ Hubert approaching. Tommy Cox plays it safe. Being picked up on um, mid-off. And it is Hubert approaching. Oh, that one is up in there. Is it? There's nobody under it. Will it be a 4? It looks like it's going to be 4. That's right into the boundary. It's picked up. It seems like it could be a 4. We just have to see what Yoppie says. Umpire Yoppie doesn't indicate anything, so maybe that ball was collected a few meters just before the boundary. Tommy Cock had hit that ball high up in there. Unfortunately, there was no play underneath it. And now it's Benny Libber's turn to send it to the boundary. He's not going to make it. It's being stopped. Ball is being returned to the bowler, and yeah, no, only a single run from that delivery. Cock leaving that one alone. Seeing that the wicketkeeper already allowed him to get 8 runs from 2 boundaries going through him. And that's another big hit towards the boundary. That's going to be a definite for beautifully to the point side. And stopping Tommy Cock opening up now. Exactly the kind of play we were expecting from him. Raking in those boundaries early on from the start. And he already has 13 runs from 10 balls. Having a slow start, or slightly slower start than usual. But I can feel that his attitude has changed. More boundaries will be coming in from him now. Obviously, we'll also take some caution since the Porkswoods already took Joe away from them. And yeah, just a bit of firepower out of their sails. But they still have a lot left. So yeah, I feel that they are not going to stop going for those boundaries early. And that ball is racing to the boundary. Is not going to make it. It's going to be picked up about 10 meters from the boundary and returned to the bowler. This morning the management said that um, the batsman must be batting from the flatter side of the pitch, which means, and then see if the rest of the field is flattening out the other side of the pitch, which would mean that as soon as we've hit 10 runs, or 10 overs, there might not be a change from side. The bowler is now bowling from the university end, so we are not exactly sure whether there will be bowling coming from the Tempe end this morning. It all depends on what the pitch does during the first 10 overs. A bit of discussion between Kok and Libbe. Maybe discussing this wide open space on this side of the field. Is he caught? There's an appeal. No. Yoppie says that is a wide. Already getting 2 boundaries from balls coming through the wicket keeper, which means either he doesn't see the ball very well. That ball is racing to the boundary. Is going to be stopped. It is stopped just before the boundary, but it looks like that the Toxic Eagles has run 3 runs from that one. Very quick between the stumps. These guys might be focusing on their fitness for the Free State Champs coming up on the 16th of June. 16th until the 19th of June, we'll be having the Free State Champs, LMS Free State Champs, and that is a 4 running comfortably over the boundary, and got a feeling that the Pork Swords fielder will be looking for that ball for a while. Hopefully not wasting too much time. No, he's got the ball and he's returning it. Nice that this ball is bright orange, so it will be easy to spot it. Probably from his direct trajectory from where he was standing, he had the eye on the ball the entire time. Lucas, and that ball is being hit to the boundary, and the side fielder is picking it up and returning it to the bowler. The batsman now attacking the boundaries, and that, yeah, Benny didn't get hold of that ball as well as he would have wished for. If he did, that was a definite 4. There was no fielder in that direction, and he's coming back. He will be trying again. And Cock hits it high up in the air. Is that going to be a 6? Yes, that's a 6. A beautiful 6 against a whiteboard on the opposite side of the field. Cock now practicing his 6s. And I can assure you that will not be the last one. Cock will be hitting a few more of those, but it seems like he's a bit thirsty. Taking a drink from one of his teammates. And I can assure you, look at that projected score now, 204. If that is the case, this is going to be being a very exciting innings to watch. A lot of boundaries already coming through. sixes and fours from all directions. And the field is just not getting that ball. It's a few meters behind the wickets. But since the bowler wasn't in the vicinity of the ball, he couldn't he couldn't stop that runs from clearing the scoreboard in any case. Stefanie trying again, and that one is up in there. Is that a 4 or 6? No, Joppie says that is a 4. And now those boundaries are coming in through thick and thin, and nobody's stopping them. We will also be changing languages intermittently between English and Afrikaans. I will still be your host, Jurgen Smith, commentating on telling you what I see, what you can't see on your screens. Oh, and that was stopped, and Joppie calls that a wide. Vanaf verlede week waar die bestuur van LMS besluit het, hulle gaan net so klein bietjie aanpassings maak van die hoe 'n wide geroep word. En 'n groot hou weer van Tommy Kok, gaan dit 'n 4 wees, hy hardloop. Ja, dit is oor die grens. Nog 'n 4 vir Tommy Kok en hy maak oop. Tommy Kok nou op 34 lopies van 17 balle, so nog 16 voordat hy moet verklaar. Duidelik maak hy nou baie goed op vir die vir Johannes Liebenberg wat uit is vroeër. Baie mooi gevang was deur die Bokswords. So ja, hulle kan nie hulle veldwerk toets nie. Jy mag dalk net 'n paar keer, daai is oop op die lug en die pakiewagter is net 'n bietjie te ver om die bal te gevang het. Anders was dit Tommy Kok se kanse om 50 te haal daarmee heen. Tommy Kok praat van sy kolf wat gebreek is. Lyk my dit is dalk net iets afgeskilfer van die kant af. En nog 'n groot hou, is aan die lug op, as maar onder hom, en Tommy Kok is gevang. Toxic Eagles wat nog 'n groot paadjie verloor. Tommy Kok haal nie sy 50 vandag nie, maar dit is die lopies wat hard en aanhoudend deurkom, grenshoue links en regs, en deur dit, so elke nou en dan nog 'n paadjie ook. Maar dit is 2 belangrike paadjies wat geval het van Toxic Eagles. Bokswords wat sal baie bly wees dat Tommy Kok nou uit is. Is die seile uit, of die wind uit die Toxic Eagles se seile uitgehaal? Ek twyfel, daar is nog baie slaankrag agter in die Toxic Eagles se kamp. Wat nou ingekom het is Selman Ahmed. Nog 'n man wat groot houe slaan. Kanse vir die 50-talle wat vir jou en vir Tommy Kok nie vandag bewaar het nie. Net nie waar gekom het nie. Was nie elke dag Kersfees nie, nee. Die bal is opgeslaam, maar hy word in 'n rigting geslaan waar daar niemand is nie. Daar is net nie genoeg spoed agter die bal om oor die grens te gaan om 'n 4 te wees nie. Want daai bal was pragtig gespeel in 'n rigting waar daar geen veldwerkers was nie. Baie netjies aflewering daai. En dit is Lucas wat weer sy Engelsman gepunish word met 'n hou wat na die grens toe hardloop, maar die bal word gekeer so 5 meter voor die grenslyn. En daardie projekte of projected score, ek sien hy het so 'n bietjie afgekom. Hy is nou 197. Hy is nou nie meer in die 200s nie. Hang nou maar net alles af van hoe vinnig Selman Ahmed nou sy oog op die bal gaan kry. Oeh, dan slaat hy die bal mis daar, maar die bal hardloop weer vir 4. Gaan hy gekeer word? Ja, dit is 'n 4, nog een agter verby die paltjiewagter. Hy gaan nie baie gelukkig met homself wees nie. Dit is nou die derde keer wat daar 'n 4 agter die paltjiewagter gebal is, wat beteken as jy uit die paltjiewagter die bal mis, dan hardloop hierdie bal baie maklik vir 'n 4. Hierdie grond is vreeslik hard. Hier's plekke waar jy gaan dit dalk nie kan sien op jou skerm nie, maar hier is stukke waar daar nie gras is nie. Nie groot stukke nie, maar daar is stukke en die grond is baie hard. Vanoggend toe as jy aangekom het daar nog ryp op die gras gelê. So ja, die bal rol lekker maklik hier na die grens toe, as jy hom hard genoeg slaan. Buite nou vir die 6e is dit dalk die rede hoekom jy so paar 4 nou al net so los deurgekom het vandag. Met al die veldwerkers op die veld. Onthou, daar sit 8 spelers in 'n kant van LMS cricket. So daar gaan baie groot gate wees. En dit is wat dit die kolwers so 'n bietjie aanspoor om grenshoue te slaan en meer lopies aan te teken. Maar die groot meneer 6 slaander Tommy Cook is so paaltjie het geval. So ons gaan net kyk hoe die bal kom hier na ons kant toe, hy gaan nie gekeer word nie. Dit gaan 'n 4 wees. Baie netjies. Net goed die bal vir hulle aangegee. En dit is nou JP van Reyneveld wat gaan bal. Kom ons kyk wat kan hy aanvang. Oeh, en daai een is lekker geslaan deur Selman. Dit is 'n definitiewe 4. Netjies geskoot hier reg oor sy skouer. Nog 'n 4 vir Selman Ahmed en hy maak oop. En dit is Benny Lewelle wat gereeld gaan water drink. Weet nie presies of dit nou is dat hulle graag seker maak hulle wil gehidreer bly nie, en of is 'n taktiek wat van die kant af kom, wat hulle bespreek, maar daar moet iets in dit wees, want Selman Ahmed het nou saamgeloop. So hulle bespreek die taktiek wat hulle wil doen. En ons kan sien dat die projekte score alweer oor die 200 is, 208 om presies te wees. So, ja, dit is 'n pragtige, nog 'n groot hou deur Selman Ahmed. Is dit 'n 6? Dit lyk baie soos 'n 6 is. Nee, Joppie sê dit is 'n 4. Maar nietemin, dit is die grenshou wat hard en gedurig deurkom nou. Still a lot of firepower here in the camp of Toxic Eagles. So they don't mind losing one or two of their best batsmen early on, and that was Johannes Liebenberg. Also, teammates call him Joe, and Tommy Cock, who is not receiving their 50s today. But it's Benny Libbe and Salman Ahmed now carrying on the rhythm of scoring boundaries. Nevertheless, we can hear that the fielders of Porkswoods are trying to limit the runs to 10 and over, trying to limit that the Toxic Eagles don't get more than 10 runs and over. It will all depend on whether they're going to be able to do that. Whatever worked for them up to now. Is that the LBW? Sorry, Yopi didn't agree with that decision being so loudly requested for by Porkswoods. Porkswoods now asking for a maiden over from his bowler. And that is not going to happen. Benny Libbe hitting it straight to a fielder, putting Salman Ahmed at the stumps on the striking end. Don't want to jinx the another appeal for a LBW. The one man that needs to be convinced that that is an LBW is the umpire Yopi, and he didn't remotely seem interested in that decision. We didn't agree with it, and so that is not called an LBW. Ahmed tries again for a big shot, but it didn't go as he would have wanted to. Ball is rolling leisurely to the fielder, straight to him, allowing him just to get a single run from that delivery. Stefan Higu coming to ball now. Salman Ahmed on strike. Beautiful, beautiful sounds of the pigeons here around us in the morning. Not a whisper of a breeze in the air. Oh! And Salman Ahmed hitting the opposite side stumps with the ball. Benny Libbe was in his camp. He was safe. But if the stumps weren't there, that would have been a possible boundary. But that happens. Like we said, there's not a whisper of a breeze here around us. The sky is clear. It's going to be a beautiful day for cricket. And that ball just was missed again, once again, by the wicket keeper. Luckily, this time there was a fielder behind him to stop the ball. Not that the ball had run that fast in any case. But that projected score has dropped once again, something the Porkswoods were working on, saying that they want to limit the 10 runs per over. But now it is Benny Libbe on strike, and he definitely would want to say something about that. Can easily score more than 10 runs per over. And that's probably his strategy in any case. Punishing each loose ball for a boundary. If the ball is straight, yeah, just go for a single, like this one. Bookshorts now thanking the team, thanking each other that they are limiting the over or the runs now. Constant communication in this team. Also a great show of team spirit when the team communicate that well. And Joppie calls that a wide. And it is a 10th over. Have they decided to swap sides? It looks like it. Which can only mean that this pitch is a bit flatter than some of the others. Seems like they are discussing now whether the other side of the pitch is flat enough to risk changing sides. We don't want any of the players being injured here this morning. Especially not with the Free State Champs being so close from the 16th until the 19th of June. It almost sounds like Joppie says, no, they are going to change. Which means the bowlers will now be coming from the Tempe end. You can now see that there where the bowler is standing now. Same measurement is on the other side of the pitch, where they're only allowed to have a 12-meter run up to the stumps to bowl. Approaching is Ajay Yobert. And that ball is racing to the boundary. Is it going to make it? It looks like it was just stopped short of the boundary. Maybe had a meter or two to spare. But at least that is not 4 runs. Only amount of runs that was run between the stumps. You bet. Safely played by Penny. Was it a run out? Doesn't seem like it. It was probably close. You bet. Approaching. Penny Lever playing another safe shot. And Ahmed is on strike. Seems like Penny Lever is not too happy with something on that side of the pitch. Joppie took a look. Because even if it's not perfectly straight, it means that the ball's reaction to whatever the surface is there like. And the ball once again goes through the wicket keeper. But he just maybe have knocked against his pads and lost some speed, so that stopped the possibility of running it for a 4. And we are not going to jinx anything by mentioning anything about Ben Slibber's chances of getting that half century where he has to retire. Because this is the amount where Tommy Cock was before he was bowled out, where he was caught. Whatever they've done already, they've tested the catching skills of the Porkswoods and that is a big 6. He's going towards us. The man on it, and then it's caught. Like we said, going for a double play, and that was a caught. Ahmed going, and it is like you've got a feeling when something is going to happen. It's the third time they tested the catching skills of the Porkswoods, and every time they came short. Porkswoods not dropping those balls. That was a big shot, high up in the air. The sun was behind him. Beautifully done by the Porkswoods. You can see that the projected score has come down considerably from over 200 runs, 280. And it's Henry Ebbing coming up to join Benny Libber on the pitch. Toxic Eagles now standing on 99 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in the 11th over. There's some beautiful batting that came from some of the batsmen before. Beautiful catches took by Porkswoods. Benny swinging wildly at that one and misses. As you were speaking about Benny Slibber's chances of, we don't know the jinx Benny Slibber's chances for half century. Then he lost his partner Ahmed, losing his wicket. Maybe there is some kind of bad luck just talking about the half century or the possibilities of one coming up. There's a misfield here. Beautiful catches here taken by the Porkswoods today. And now bowling is Dean Germeshuizen. Bit of a coolish breeze coming up now. Nothing serious, but it is dropping the temperature a little. Bowler working hard on that ball now, trying to get as much swing out of it as possible. Let's see if it will be, if it's possible. You can see that there's a fielder with the wicket keeper there. No, he moved away to his spot on the boundary. And Henry Ebbing at least is off the mark. Just couldn't get hold of that ball. A lot of hope being put on the shoulders of Hubert now. He's approaching. Nearly run out. Benny Leber going for another run, and Ebbing just telling him wait. Had to turn around quickly and scramble back to his crease. Hubert approaching. Henry still trying to make contact with the ball. Hubert. Another big swing, but the delivery of that ball coming from that bat isn't um, as promising as the swing had looked like. But a bit of a misfield on the in the midfield caused another single run. And the Toxic Eagles now enjoying themselves. And we see that projected score dropping ever so slightly once again to 161. And this ball is racing to the boundary. It looks like it's going to be a 4. It's not going to slow down. And that is a 4. Now moving into the 14th over. Benny Lever now enjoying himself, standing on 35 runs from 29 balls. Henry Ebbing standing on 7 runs from 6 balls. And it is Benny Lever's ability to hit all those boundaries as accumulating his runs now. Rather focusing on the boundaries and the singles and the doubles. But he'll be taking anything he can get right now, and like that, just a single run to put Ebbing on the striking end once again. Maybe throwing some caution to the wind. Oh, and that was a straight shot attempt by Ebbing, which didn't materialize. Beautiful attempt, but yeah, wondering how many he'll try again to play that shot until he gets it right. And that is going for a boundary. It's going to be stopped, yes. He'll make his 4s on another way. But I've got a feeling about 2 or 3 deliveries from now he's going to try that again. I think he might have projected in his mind that he wants to play that shot, wants to get it right, and this is a place where he can practice it before the Free State Champs on between the 16th and the 19th of June. And this match is being brought to you by Capstone Finance. They are paying for the live stream. And we see the projected score now hovering at 164. Once again, that is being called a wide by umpire Yopi. Benny Lebanon seems not to be too invested in hitting a boundary from that delivery. He swung at it, but he wasn't committed. Now Toxic Team having some drinks once again. Now we are in the 14th over, and the Toxic Eagle still has 5 wickets on hand. The start wasn't as slow as usual. At one stage they had a massive projected score of over 200 runs. 200 runs. That didn't materialize, but maybe it can still be. And that's going to be for a misfield on the outfield by Pork Swords. We haven't seen that too much today. And that's a comfortable 4 out of the grounds. And the fielder has to go and pick up the ball on the opposite side of the street, running across or alongside the field. The man now bowling is Carl van der Walt. Joppie called a wide. We can hear from the teammates that they're not pronouncing it Carl but Charles van der Walt. So yeah, some mispronunciation from our side there. And it's now the fielders of Porksworth being chased around on the boundary, stopping the attempted force from Toxic Eagles from every delivery. Striking end now is Penny Lever with 39 runs from 33 balls. Toxic Eagles from the side, they are telling Benny now he can go, he can start hitting the boundaries. So we'll see. Okay, we are now going in 15 overs done, which means there's only 5 overs remaining in this first innings, which is traditionally the point where the batting team will start hitting sixes and boundaries from anything coming their way. Seker wedstryd gaan nou nog 'n bietjie meer interessantheid vang nou met dat ons 15 balbeurte nou in die wedstryd in is. Daar's nog net 5 balbeurte oor en Toxic Eagles sal nou begin wild swaai na elke bal wat na hulle kant toe kom. En soos daai gaan hulle nou 'n 4 slaan. Hoe gereeld gaan hulle dit regkry? Hulle het nou gewoond geraak om die gate in die verdediging van die Bokswors te kry. Hulle kan nie verwag dat die Bokswors gaan misvang nie, want Bokswors het dit toch nie gedoen vandag nie. Hulle vangskote was elke keer in die goal gewees, hulle het nie balle laat val nie, en so hulle moet nou deur die gate speel. Die puntetelling wat geprojekteer word is 168. Vroeger in die wedstryd was dit oor die 200 lopies gewees. Nou gaan dit heel waarskynlik weer klim. Hang af net hoe gereeld die kolwers die kolf by die bal kry. En hoe hard hulle dit kry. En hoe gereeld hulle dit kan kry en die bal in die gate inspeel. Baie mooi koelwerk tot dusver. Weer baie mooi gekeer deur Bokswors. Balle wat aan hierdie kant toe van die veld hardloop bitter vinnig. En dit is omdat die grond so hard is in die winter. Met gras wat net hier en daar kolle het waar daar nie gras groei nie, so dit beteken as die harde bal op baie harde stukkie grond val, hy verloor geen spoed nie. Hang alles net af van hoeveel momentum jy agter daai bal kan kry in die rigting van die grense. Nog 'n harde hout deur Henry, maar ongelukkig hy maak nie so lekker kontak soos wat hy wou nie. Maar nog het 4 balbeurte oor met die Toxic Eagles wat op 132 staan vir die verlies van 3 paaltjies. Die puntetelling wat die rekenaar vir ons uitgewerk het is 165. Maar dit is die Toxic Eagles wat nou in die aanval is en hulle gaan na daai punt uit daai run rate wil jaag. Maar die bal word direk na die veldwerker toe geslaan. En dit is Benny Libbe wat nou sy 50-tal jaag. Staan op 44 lopies, maar ons wil ook nie dit. Daar is 'n pragtige vuur wat deurgeslaan is. Hier in die bord hier regs van ons vas. En dis Henry wat gaan begin oorneem by Benny se ritme om grenshou te slaan. Hy is nou al 'n rukkie daar, hy gaan moet leiding neem wanneer Benny moet verklaar. Dit is nie meer lankie, maar ons wil nie die slegte geluk op dit sit nie, want soos voorheen gesê, manne hulle 50-talle jaag, dan Tommy Kok en Johannes Liebenberg, die paaltjies vloer, kort daarna, nog 'n wyd wat geroep word deur umpire Joppie. Shalbert bal. En daai ene is ook weer, dit word geroep 'n no ball deur Joppie. Ja, nee. Dis hoekom dit so moeilik is vir die paaltjiewagter om te vang. Blykbaar daai bal het die kant van die net getref en dan beweeg die bal baie snaaks. Lyk soos dit weer gebeur het daar amper weer deurgegaan vir 'n 4. heel waarskynlik hierdie nette wat dit vir die palkiewagter verskriklik moeilik maak om te voorspel wat die bal gaan maak. Want die hop of die wip van die bal is nie 2 keer agter mekaar dieselfde nie. Weer 'n groot hou, maar dit word direk na die veldwagter, veldwagter wat hom gekeer het. En dis die aantal balle wat in die eerste beurt nou vinnig uithardloop. Bal wat weer hard gesam word na die grens en dit gaan 'n 4 wees. Weer Henry Ebing wat nou die grenshoue inryg. Hy is ook baie vinnig besig om vir Benny Libbe in te haal wat op 45 staan. Ons wil dit nie jinx deur enigiets te praat van die 50s nie. Joppie wat so 'n bietjie praat daar met die bowler. So 'n bietjie woorde om te sê daar. En dit is meneer Peter van Sail. Ek is presies seker of hy Afrikaans of Engels is, maar dit kan 'n Peter of 'n Pieter wees. Maar terwyl ons nou Afrikaans praat, ons is seker dit is 'n Peter. Seker nie, maar dit in Afrikaans sal dit 'n Peter wees. Maar in elk geval, dit is van Sail wat aantree om te bal. En is Benny Libbe wat dit net 'n enkel gaan hardloop van dit. En daai bal is hoog in die lug op, daar's 'n man nie onder hom nie. Hy wat baie vinnige veldwerk daarso. Van Sail wat lyk asof hy bietjie sy hand dalk 'n bietjie seer gemaak het daar. Die kant van die veld word geroep, die manne moet 3 lopies hardloop. Nee, gaan net 2 hardloop van daardie aflewering. Benny Libbe wat op 48 lopies staan. Gaan hy dit eindig met 'n 6. As hy 1 loopie, wat beteken hy staan nou op 49. 1 loopie weg vanaf sy 50 wat hy moet verklaar. Dan gaan die Henry Ebing moet aangaan. Is nie meer baie balle oor en dit is op groot hoog in die lug, as maar onder hom. Hy is misgevang. Henry wat baie gelukkig kan wees daar. Dit is die eerste keer wat Polk soos vandag verbrou het deur 'n bal mis te vang uit die lug uit. Nog net 2 lopies oor in hierdie beurt. 2 balbeurte oor. En ja, ons gaan kyk of hoe naby die projektiewe telling van 170 gehaal gaan word. Die groot bal spanmaats van Stefan wat van bedank vir daai goeie aflewering. Oef, en dit is 'n wyd daai. Stefan hier goed nou so 'n bietjie sukkel met sy rigting. Maar dit is bitter moeilik op hierdie matte. En daai bal het reg deur Henry gegaan. Stefan gaan weer probeer. En die bal is in die lug en op, hy is hoog in die lug. Hy gaan nie 'n 6 wees nie, hy hardloop vir 'n 4. Ja, dit gaan 'n 4 lopies wees vir Henry Ebbing, wat nou op 43 lopies staan. Lyk asof al twee hierdie man nou hulle 50-talle jaag, voordat hulle golfbeurt oor is. Seker span voel hulle is redelik op 'n plek waar die teikentelling redelik moeilik genoeg is vir die Bokswots, challenging genoeg gaan wees vir hulle. Hulle kan heel gelukkig wees met hulle koolwerk vandag. Stefan hier goed, Andre. En hy bal is weer hoog in die lug op. Maar hy gaan weer 'n 4 lopies wees. Nog 4 lopies vir Henry Ebbing. En hy sal nou op 47 staan. Van 28 balle. Hy laat lyk asof Benny Libbe baie stadig gekolf het. Benny Libbe wat 49 lopies het van 41 balle. Hy doen dit met 28 balle. Nog net 5 balle oor in hierdie innings. Toxic Eagles wat staan op 162 vir die verlies van 3 balkies. Dis van Sail het wel. En daar gaan die val die balkie. Tog, dit is Benny Libbe wat sy balkie verloor op 49 lopies. Enetjie kort van 50. Wys jy hoe die dame van geluk of moeder geluk jou net daar so keer. Dit is nou ongelukkig. Dit is baie jammer. Bitter jammer. So in die laaste balbeurt wat Benny Libbe nou sy pakkie verloor. Maar hy kan nie sleg voel nie, hy gereeld wat hy op die speler van die wedstrijdlys is. Baie goeie speler. En die speler van die wedstrijd word nie aangeteken deur of gekry deur 'n maatjie wat jou kies of wat ek al nie. Dit is jou punte. Hoeveel lopies jy gekry het vanaf die aantal balle wat jy ontvang het, jou balwerk, het jy 'n vangskoot geneem. Al daai tipe dinge tel op in punte wat hulle kry terwyl hulle speel. En as jou punte goed lyk, dan word jy outomaties aangewys as die speler van die wedstryd. Die bal word net so krams gespeel na die grens toe, dit gaan 'n 4 wees. Nee, hy's net gekeer net voor die lyn. En is net swart wat van die merkie af is. Twee lopies kry van 'n een bal. 3 balle oor in hierdie innings. Daar word geroep vir 'n paakie, maar Joppie lyk nie oortuig nie. And we are nearing the end of the first innings where there's only 2 balls left in the first innings. A lot of sadness on the side of Toxic Eagles where 3 of the players were well on their way to score their 50s. None of them were able to get it this far. And that was Joe Liebenberg, Tommy Cock and Benny Lever. All 3 of them having their runs in the high 30s or 40s. Benny Lever having 49 runs where he was bowled out. Another big attempt by Bennett Swart. Only 1 ball left in this innings. And it's up to Bennett Swart whether they will be able to hit a 6, scoring a home run, which is 12 runs. Now, looks like that was it. Just a delay in the scoreboard on the bottom of your screen. I'm going to take a quick break quickly. Toxic Eagles scoring 166 runs from the loss with sorry for that. Toxic Eagles scoring 166 runs, losing 4 of their wickets, and when we come back, we will be looking at the Porkswoods trying to catch that 166 before in their 20th 20 over limit. So we're just going to take a quick break and then we'll be back. En ons terug en dit is die bokswoods wat nou kolf met die Toxic Eagles op buitekant op die veld. Bokswoods wat 'n telling van 166 moet jaag. Hulle het nog nie loopie aangeteken nie. So om te wen moet hulle 167 lopies maak van 98 balle. En dit gaan alles afhang van hoe goed hulle paaltjies kan hou en lopies aantrek of aanteken. Ek dink dis wat altyd wat cricket so lekker maak is daar is 'n fyn balans tussen puntetelling te jaag en om paaltjies te hou. En baie van die spelers kan baie maklik 4 en 6 slaan sonder enige verskriklike moeite, maar hoe harder jy gaan om 'n teikentelling te jaag, hoe meer maak jy jouself ook oop om jou paaltjie te verloor. So dis 'n fyn balans tussen veilig golf en groot golf basies. Bietjie van 'n wind wat nou opsteek. Die geskit wat jy op jou skerm sien, dit is die wind wat ons driepoot staander so 'n bietjie rondwaai. Kyk, vasdruk of dit so 'n bietjie gaan help. Lyk hom so 'n bietjie so, maar daar is nog steeds van 'n beweging of 'n gebewe. Gaan nou kyk of ons iets kan doen daaraan. Maar is die wedstryd wat geborg word deur Capstone Finance. Ons kyk nou hoe die bokswoods 'n telling van 166 jaag hier op die eerste veld of waarste field nommer 1 van die Universiteit van die Vrystaat. Bokswoods wat nie te lank moet vat om hulle oog op die bal te kry nie, want hulle gaan 'n klompie lopies moet aanteken. Dis Benny Libbe wat bal en die lewe nie maklik maak vir die bokswoods om grenshou te slaan nie, maar nietemin hulle het probeer. Daar is een bal wat nou direk na 'n veldwerker te gaan buitekant op die grens. En weer eens Benny Libbe wat aantree. So 'n bietjie van 'n flop daar op die grens, maar die bal het nie deurgegaan vir 'n 4 nie. Die wip wat lyk by die van die bal wat die kolwer so 'n bietjie nog warm onder die kraag maak. Weet nie lekker presies wat om te doen nie, maar hy kry 'n bal bietjie hout op die leer en stuur die bal reguit vir die Toxic Eagle veldwerker. And it's Benny Libbe approaching once again. Bokswoods struggling to get those boundaries in. Now being in there's 2 overs done from the second innings and they haven't hit the boundary yet. One can still argue that they are new on the pitch, so they might get some time to find their rhythm. For them, we can only hope that it doesn't take too long. and that strategy works out for them. We see many teams coming into bat and playing too conservatively, putting themselves under a lot of pressure here in the 18th or the 19th over. But then again, then there are some teams that do better under pressure. Oh, that one just slipping away from Olivier. Threw the ball right in front of him into the ground. That's better one from Olivier. Olivier. And the ball is coming from the university end. Oh! And Olivier being very, very frustrated there with himself. Maybe it's his cold hands not gripping the ball. Trying again. That's a better line, and that's being punished. Is it going to be a 6? It looks like a 6. No, that was a 4. Confirmed by Yoppie. Ball is being collected on the other side of the road, running alongside the field. Olivier being very frustrated with himself. Not exactly sure whether he's struggling with the grip on the ball, but twice now the ball either threw it too short or too far. I can assure you, we will get it right now soon. As soon as he's warmed up. And it looks like Jan Germeshuizen is eager to hit more boundaries. And that is directed right for a 4. Beautifully shot by Germeshuizen. Didn't hit it too hard. Just sending it on his way. Playing in between the gaps of the toxic defense. Yeah, well, if the Boxwoods can continue to hit shots like that, then the conservative beginning will pay off with him. And that's a big hit from him. And that's going to be another 4. Almost a copy and paste of the previous delivery. And Germeshuizen now scoring boundaries. Opening up. Is this a sign of exciting play that we should expect from the Boxwoods here in the second innings? Coming to ball now. Johannes Liebenberg. Teammates call him Joe. Also a man that's been on the receiving end of many Player of the Match awards. He's placing his fielding side now, knowing exactly where he wants him. And the Boxwood standing here on the 21 runs in the 3rd over. Haven't lost any wickets yet. And it's Pieter van Styl on strike. Joe approaching. From experience, that long hovering ball is something he's been working on for a few matches now. He's doing that with intent. And Joppie calls that the wide. We believe he can get more spin on the ball when he plays it like that, or when he bowls it like that. Gets a bit more spin on the ball, and yeah, and the batsman doesn't know where the ball is going, in which direction the ball is going to spin. As you can see, he continues with that length. Something he's been working on for a while, and it's worked very well for him up to this point. So why not? Why stop with it? As you can see, it makes it very difficult for the batsman to read the ball, especially on these matches where the bounce is so inconsistent. Oh, and that one is up in there, straight to a fielder. No, just falling short of the fielder, and the ball is returned to the bowling end. Hawkswood's now standing on 25 runs without the loss of any wickets. 4 overs gone. They are required to score 142 runs from 80 balls. Will they be able to do it? Bowling now is Bennett Swart. Wicketkeeper just struggling to get a hand on the ball over there. But there's not too much of a worry. Oh, that's it, up in there. It's going to fall in no man's land. And Bennett Swart going to try once again. That went right through Van Zyl. Swart approaching. And the umpire, Joppie, calls that a wide. Bennett Swart stopping the ball himself. And it seemed like the sudden onslaught we saw earlier on. Oh, is that caught? Beautifully caught by the wicket keeper, Dion Germishuisen, losing his wicket in the 4th over, or in the 5th over. and it is Pork Swords that need to score 135 runs from the remaining 75 balls in the second innings. They played a few beautiful boundary shots earlier on. Then that rhythm all of a sudden changed to scoring nearly no boundaries. So let's see what they can do from now on, and it's Ahmed bowling. And he will be bowling to Peter van Zyl. Stefan Hugo now fresh on the pitch. A lot more speed coming from Ahmed, and that ball is racing to the boundary. Will it be stopped in time? It doesn't look like it. It's taking a long time, and that is a 4. Unfortunate with a lot of speed. If your wicketkeeper doesn't catch the ball, that is going to be a 4. That is when there is nobody stopping the ball in the back. Because normally there isn't a fielder behind the wicketkeeper in LMS cricket. With only 6 players to defend the boundaries, there's a lot of gaps in LMS cricket. Now we can see the Toxic Eels have placed a man there behind the wicketkeeper, making sure that someone won't be able to bowl in the opposing team another 4. That was hit hard to the boundary. That is a 4. Peter van Zyl opening up, scoring another 4. Stefan Hugo still standing on 0. Obviously Peter van Zyl now taking charge of the pitch for the Pork Swords. And that was going to be another 4. Hopefully they will be able to keep up with it. And that both those boundaries were forced on the long offside. And it is Ahmed who is being punished now. And that is a bit of a defensive shot to put Stefan Hugo on strike, in the attempt to get him off the mark as well. Looks like Stefan is just asking some advice from Peter van Zyl. Well, the advice wasn't obviously not too long and drawn out. It's Ahmed bowling. Nothing coming from that. But at least Hugo is not going out for a duck. He has to score some runs though. He's still standing on 0. And that is also 6 overs gone. Now starting with the 7th over, with the Pork Sword standing on 45 for the loss of 1 wicket. They have to score 122 runs from 70 balls. Every now and then they get a few boundaries. That's up in there. No, it's not going to be a 4. That was a better shot by Hugo. It will give him a bit more confidence was straight to the fielder, but as soon as he can find the gaps, he will be able to get more boundaries for his team. And it's Ahmed now, whose bowling is being punished now. Ahmed approaching. Oh, and that went straight through the legs of the batsman, Peter van Zyl. Luckily, there's a fielder behind the wicketkeeper because the wicketkeeper missed it as well. And yeah, I don't want to give away force that easily. That one is racing to the boundary, but it's not going before. And that is not Ahmed bowling. It is Alam bowling. Both of them now being punished by the Porkswords. But it is a better line and length by Alim. Or Alam. And that was a better over. Now coming to bowl is Johannes Liebenberg. He might be able to throw out some frustration from missing his 50. Him and the Cock didn't get their 50s in the first innings. They looked like they were well on their way to score their half centuries, but that just didn't happen today. And as you can see, the skies are clear. It's just a bit of a wind that picked up here in the last few minutes. And this breeze is pretty cool, pretty cold. And it looks like it is a misfield, which scores they four. And as soon as the bowlers put on some pace on their ball, seems like the Porkswords will be punishing them for boundaries. Fielder is running off the field into the parking lot, a lot of the library here on the Free State to go and collect that orange ball. Live stream being sponsored by Capstone Investments or Capstone Finance. They're sponsoring the entire live stream. And it's Joe continuing with those with the same line and length from his previous over. Long slow balls. At least he's not giving away wide. However, we've picked up on our messages that there are some delays on the other fields with the live streaming. Oh, and another. It is Toxic Eagles not catching the ball. It was a catcher now. And once again, the fielder has to go and pick up the ball in the parking lot of the Free State Library. And it looks like it's Peter van Zyl punishing each and every loose ball. Tried once again, missed. And it looks like there's a bit of pressure now on Bloemfontein and Stefan Hego to score runs, as they are now done with the 8th over, and they need to score 106 more runs from 60 balls. A bit of a pressure. And that one is up in there. It's not a catcher. Falling well in front of the fielder on the boundary. And it's a pork shorts now actually looking extremely well. Running quick runs from each and every delivery. Joe approaching, and he's changed his stride and length a little, and once again that ball runs over for a 4. It's Bloemfontein now enjoying himself, and he makes it look effortless. Sorry, it wasn't Joe van Niekerk bowling, that is Benny Lever bowling now. It looks like all the pace bowlers are being punished for boundaries. Oh, that one is up in the air. No, it's not going to be caught. Ball didn't travel far enough to get to the fielder, but it was stopped after one bounce, and it looks like a better over from Benny Lever. I think what we are going to do now, we're going to lower the screen a little bit to add some stability to your viewing pleasure there at home. Angle will be slightly different, but the vibrating screen will reduce significantly. That one is up in there, it's not going to be caught. That's a beautiful 6. Well done, Peter van Zyl. And if his fans next to the field loves it, calling him Easter. And he does it again. Will it be a 4? No, it's not going to be a 4. There you go, we lowered the screen. But you will find that the stability should be a lot better now. Peter van Zyl now doing extremely well. But it's Stefan Higu with a big shot. It was just missed. Toxic Eagles dropping the catches today. It's the second one being dropped. Can assure you that the team captain will have something to say about it afterwards. Because it was two opportunities now that they've missed to take out some of the Porkswood players. Something the Porkswoods have capitalized on in the first innings. They only had one ball dropped. And they are changing the ends now. Now Toxic Eagles will be bowling from the Tempe end. It's Henry Ebing bowling towards Peter van Zyl. Hello, hello. How are you? Well, bit cooler today, eh? Bit cooler today since the wind came up. Porkswood's now standing on 81 runs for the loss of one wicket in the 10th over. They need to score 86 runs from 50 balls. Henry will now see if he can make a difference in the scoring trajectory of these Porkswoods. Every now and then they get a um, stream of boundaries coming from against the bowling of the Toxic Eagles, especially the pace bowlers. And it's Peter van Zyl standing now on 40 runs from 30 balls. He played very well up to now, matching the batting abilities of the Toxic Eagles. Henry's feeling a little bit uncomfortable over there. Maybe pulled a muscle. Looks like it. Looks like it can be an ITB. Or in his groin. Oh, and there's another beautiful shot. Played to the boundary by Peter van Zyl. If he carries on like this, he will be retiring soon. Looks like he's in no rush to score that at 50. Maybe that is a better approach, not to be in a rush to score your half century. It's Stefan Higu on strike. And he also hits the ball very hard towards the long on. But there's a fielder there and it is well fielded. Oh, that wasn't a beautiful shot, but he does the job. And once again, it's Higu on strike. With Henry bowling his final ball of the over. Higu not getting a hold of that ball. They're going for a second wicket. Will they make it? easily back into his crease. No problem. And it's Henry still clutching that left leg of his. Hope it's nothing too serious before the free state champs. I think it's 2 weeks time. No, next week. It's next weekend. Today's 11th free state champs is from the 16th until the 19th, which means it is from Friday until next week Monday. And is the wicketkeeper asking the fielders to do a bit of fielding, stopping the loose balls coming through. And you can agree that your shot is a lot more stable now since we have lowered the tripod. It's Joe bowling. As it it's Joe bowling. As it his wicket with the awkward style he's been working on for quite a while now. Once again, it worked for him. We can see that Benny is not going to let go that, going out for 49 runs. Obviously not too happy with that. It's a bitter pill to swallow. And Stefan Hugo remaining at the pitch, now being joined by Charles van der Walt. Charles on strike, fresh on the wicket. Will Joey be able to get that wicket? That will be rattling the cage of Charles. He can be lucky that the ball wasn't straight onto his wickets. If it was, he would have gone out for a golden duck. Oh, and that's bowled once again. Joe is taking another wicket. Now giving these guys a lot of trouble, causing a lot of problems here in the Porkswoods camp. Them losing their wickets now. Maybe they have batted too conservatively up to now. Just not holding on to their wickets. And that is why Joe is bowling the way he does. It works out for him beautifully. That will also put him in a chance of maybe standing a chance taking player of the match award. We'll just have to see. He batted as expected, maybe not scoring his half century as he would have wished for, but he's making up for extremely good bowling. Nice and accurate, which means he's taking those wickets. And it's Jan Lategan. Will he be able to hold on to his wicket? Just a bit longer. Only going to risk a single run from that. Hugo on strike. That's a big shot. Straight, it's a field up underneath it. No, it's not going to be caught. It's falling in no man's land. Just short of the fielder. That was an extremely good innings from Johannes Liebenberg. Team captain Benny Lever thanking him there for his performance. He did his job, and we are now in the 12th over with the Pork Swords standing on 91 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. They need to score 76 runs from 40 balls. Now the pressure is mounting a little with Benny Lever bowling. That ball is running straight to the fielder. Lever approaching. Just a safe shot by Dian Lategan. Well, he's off the mark. 2 runs from 2 balls. He's safe for now, and it is Hugo on strike. Benny Lever attacking. Stefan going for a big shot, but he just didn't get a hold of that ball. And his Eagles' chances of winning looks better and better. Nearly Stefan who tried to risk a single run from the delivery has been chased after the ball. But Lategan just told him, listen, nobody. They're not going to risk the eye of Benny Lever with his accuracy. Beautiful line and length from Benny Lever. And that's another over gone. A bit more movement now around the field as the students are starting to wake up. Moving towards the other fields where there's other sports. To the right behind you, we will also see when we're actually in the beginning end of the sports grounds. But there's sports grounds all over the university grounds. Those cars behind, they are moving towards either the other cricket fields. LMS cricket is being played on 3 different fields today, and then there's also rugby fields, hockey fields, netball courts behind us. So obviously these cars aren't going in that direction, and then there are soccer fields and you name it. Also behind us is a cross-country running field, and that is a 4. Beautifully hit by Stefan. Now it's Dian Lategang scoring a beautiful 4. Well deserved. Maybe just getting some pace back into their scoring abilities. or the batting abilities. Another shot being hit towards deep square. You can see the Toxic Eagles, they do have fielders on standing on deep square and cow corner. Deep square, cow corner and deep mid wicket. And then there's a fielder on mid off, which is Benny Lever. And another fielder there on third man and on backward point. So that is attacking fielding of Toxic Eagles now at the moment. And it's Bennett Swart coming back to bowl. Now now we're in the 14th over, which means that only one more over, and then these guys will be starting to get nervous on picking up the batting pace. Hitting 67 runs from 30 balls is not going to be an easy task. But this is what's making the LMA so exciting. Anything can happen. Just tip the ball there to fine leg. It's not going to make the boundary. And that's a pretty aggressive shot towards the deep square leg. Better fielded there by Ahmed Salman. Called for LBW, but it's not. Umpire Yopi wasn't convinced that that was an LBW. And unfortunately, that is the man that you need to convince for LBWs and stuff like that. Once again, Lategan just not able to hit the ball as well as you want. Almost a 4 there from Lategan. Just getting enough bat on the ball to send the ball in a direction where there aren't any fielders from the Toxic team. And Toxic Eagles. Oh, that's a big shot. That's high up into there. There's a man on it. Is it going to be caught? No, it was not caught. Joe not happy with himself. That ball was high up in the air, nearly caught by Joe Liebenberg, but he dropped the ball. Came in too fast. Teammates telling them, listen, it's the wind that is causing the trouble. And we can see that Joe is very disgusted with himself. His teammates won't hold it against him. You can hear that the team is asking for wickets. "25 balls remaining in the second over. Olivier bowling. Hopefully he sorted out his grip issue he had this morning. Now it seems like the length of his stride that's causing him some trouble. He's approaching. Slotgang. He attacks the ball. That is going to be a 4. That's not going to be stopped. Beautifully hit to a deep backward point. And that is a 4 for Slotgang. Something the Polkshoots desperately need now. 4s and 6s, many of them. Again, Slotgang on strike. And again, his Olivier seems like to not get the length that he wants. Bowling the ball a bit short, and it seems like his problem with the grip continues. And that is a better ball from him, but he's called a wide by Oyopi, so the length was right, but not the direction. Olivier approaching. Oh, and that was played very, very fine. And that's racing to the boundaries. That going to be 4. Was nearly played onto his wickets. But his Polkshoots being safe back into their creases. Being extremely lucky there to play the ball not onto his wickets. And now his Polkshoots looking to in striking distance of that 166 target. Will they be able to hold it together for the last 4 overs? Will they be able to find the gaps in the defense of Toxic Eagles? Or are they going to swing at every ball and start losing their wickets? It's all up to their abilities, their skills. Whatever is going to happen now, it's going to be exciting either way. And with Olivier not finding his stride and length and everything today, very difficult to read where he's going to bowl the ball. Even he don't know where it's going to go. Now going into the 17th over. Polkshoots standing on 118 runs for loss of 3 wickets. Need 40 runs from 20 balls. My apologies, 49 runs from 20 balls. Sure. That's going to be difficult. That's a lot of pressure. And it's alarm bowling, which means there's going to be a little bit more speed, a little bit more pace on the ball, and with the unpredictable bounce of the ball. It's a wide. Oh, looks like Alam is holding back pace a little. Maybe it is to bowl more accurate. Oh, and that's gone. Alam taking a wicket. Toxic Eagles will be very happy about that wicket. Now a fresh player coming to the pitch, meaning Lategan, who hasn't found his rhythm yet, now has to take lead over AJ Joubert, who still has to get off the mark. And the second innings is nearly over. Only 18 balls left in this match. And the Hawkswolves are now in the unfortunate position where they desperately need 3 or 4 sixes. That will relieve the pressure considerably. Another ball. He was stumped. There's an appeal. Looks like Yopi isn't convinced. They're appealing to the square leg umpire whether the batsman was out of his crease. Looks like he wasn't. Looks like he was back in time, back in his crease, and it was the effort. Or it was an attempt to, but didn't go as well for the Toxic Eagles today. Ball being bowled back to the bowler of so wicket keeper that ran back to the boundary to go and pick up that ball. And it's Joubert on strike. Still has to score some runs. Seems like Alam is causing all sorts of difficulties there for the batsman. And looks like Alam is being replaced by Ahmed. No, it's Ahmed standing closer, but it's not him bowling now. It looks like it's Joe that is going to take the lead on the final stages of this match. Some encouragement going towards Joe from the outfield. I understand now why he bowls like he is bowling. He's just bowling just far enough to get some more spin on the ball and not leaving the batsman some time to react to the ball when it bounces, which is very unpredictable. And he's bowling it short enough for the batsman not to come forward too much and hit it. They can try, but yeah, that's a gamble. Causing the batsman to gamble with every attempt to hit the ball. Just like that. Is it going to be a 4? No, there's a fielder going to stop it just in front of the boundary. And ball is being returned to Liebenberg. How much of that missed catcher or the drop catcher is still plaguing him psychologically? He would like to make it up to his team. Well, he did actually do it brilliantly before taking 2 wickets in 1 over. Once again, ball just bouncing away from the batsman, calling the batsman to play on his knees. And if he's on his knees, he's not on his feet quick enough to run a quick run. But this ball is being hit straight to Alam. Nothing coming from that. Or at least no boundaries. Another over gone without boundaries. And the pressure on Porkswoods is mounting on each over. I need 2 overs left in this match. Now coming to bowl is Bennett Swart. Hulle vra vir Alex om 'n bietjie nader in te kom. Benny Libbe vra vir Bennett om paaltjies te neem. Hoeveel paaltjies gaan hulle kan neem hier in die laaste 2 bilbeurte van die wedstryd? Dian Lategang en AJ Joubert wat 'n groot taak op hulle skouers het om nog 38 lopies van 10 balle te maak. Dit gaan moeilik wees. Maar dit lyk baie meer asof die Porkswoods se lopies so in rukke en stote kom. Dit is nie 'n geduidelike hoeveelheid elke loopie, miskien is dit die bowlers wat hulle lees. Die bowlers beter lees en dan volgens dit hulle planne maak hoe hulle gaan slaan. Dit hang nou net af of hulle dit in hulle arsenal het van houe om te speel, om dit in grenshoue te veroorsaak. Nog 2 balle oor vir Bennett Swart. En dit is nog 'n hou wat nie in 'n grensloopie gaan veroorsaak nie. Net 2 lopies. Ahmed wat daai bal keer. Daar se in die midveld die balletjie op gaan tel. Lyk asof dit 'n wye bal was volgens die umpire. En Twan sê dankie vir Bennett. Dit lyk asof dit nou die laaste loopie gaan geneem of laaste balbeurt deur Benny Libbe gebal gaan word. Die kans dat daar nou nog 31 lopies van die volgende balbeurt geslaan gaan word is bitter min. baie aggressiewe skuiving van die veldwerkers nou. Bakkiewagter wat presies weet waar hy sy spelers wil hê. Natuurlik as die laaste bal van hierdie balbeurt vir 'n 6 geslaan word, is dit 'n home run wat 12 lopies beteken. Waar dit net so 'n bietjie makliker maak of die druk bietjie afneem om 'n hele 31 lopies van een balbeurt te slaan. Nog steeds gaan dit nie maklik wees nie. Kyk, Groothou, dit is in die lug. Daar's nie 'n man onder hom nie. Hy gaan nie gevang word nie, maar Alex gaan die bal keer en die bal gestuur vir Benny Libbe. Bal was hoog in die lug gewees, maar dit was nie 'n vangskoot nie. Benny Libbe wat aantree. Weer eens natuurlik die Kolwer sal nou van elke liewe bal 'n 6 probeer slaan. Dit is wat nodig is om die wedstryd te wen. Daar is nog so 4 spelers op die bankie wat kan inkom. Maar elke liewe bal wat geslaan na toe geswaai word, wat nie 'n 4 of 'n 6 is nie, is 'n geleentheid vir Brou om hierdie wedstryd te wen. Het hy hom getip? Ja, daarso is 'n pakkie vir Benny Libbe. Bal net getip na die pakkiewagter vang hom en Joppie sê nie, hy's uitmaat, jy moet maar gaan. Nou die Volkshoorns wat 138 lopies vir die verlies van 5 balkies het en nou van 2 bale 29 lopies moet aanteken. Dit is onmoontlik. Kan nie gedoen word nie. Miskien op toekomstige reëls, maar vandag gaan dit nie gebeur nie. Baie geluk aan die Toxic Eagles vir hierdie wedstryd. Maar hulle gaan hom nou eers moet klaar speel. Dit hang nou net af van hoe gaan die Volkshoorns eindig. Dis 'n groot hou wat hier vir 'n 4 kom. Dit gaan 'n definitiewe 4 wees. Ja, pragtige 4. Dit is die kwaliteit van die manne se karakter. Gaan tot die laaste bal sal hulle beklei en dit is JP van Reineveld wat daar 'n 4 slaan van die eerste bal wat na hom toe gebal word. Dis pragtige karakter deur hierdie manne. Hy het weer probeer, maar dit was die wedstryd. Pragtige probeerslag deur die Volkshoorns. Dit was net 'n bietjie te moeilik geweest. Toxic Eagles wat net te veel lopies vir aangeteken het in die eerste weer. En dit is Volkshoorns wat wys die tipe karakter wat hulle het waarmee hulle geëindig het. Pragtig. Spanwerk van Toxic Eagles wat gewen het hier vandag. En dan is dit die wedstryd gewees tussen die Toxic Eagles en Volkshoorns. Baie dankie dat julle geteken. Ek is julle kommentator Jurgen Smith en dit is die Toxic Eagles die wedstryd wen. Volgende is hier 'n wedstryd op die veld, maar ons gaan hom nie nou uitsaai nie. Ons gaan eers 2 die volgende wedstryd uitsaai. Dit gaan 'n wedstryd wees tussen die CPI Masters en die CPI Hardshots. Hy word geborg deur die CPI. Hierdie wedstryd was geborg gewees deur Capstone Finance. En kyk gerus na ons webbladsy op BFN Sport Results en ook Bloemfontein LMS Cricket om te berig te sien dit wat sal môre of Dinsdag sal gepubliseer word. Meer dieper inligting, kyk wat het op die standingssake verander. Toxic Eagles het hulle nou opbeweeg. Polkswoords het hulle nou afbeweeg, al daai tipe dinge, en dan ook natuurlik, wie is die speler van die wedstryd? Wie dink julle is die veronderstel om die speler van die wedstryd te wees? Persoonlik voel ek, miskien Johannes Liebenberg. Het 'n uitstekende dag gehad, hy en Benny Libbe. Dis net jammer vir daai vangskoot wat Johannes Liebenberg gemis het, maar dit is nou eenmaal deel van die lewe. Mense, geniet julle Sondag verder. As julle nie terugkom nie, wees veilig, ry veilig en stuur groete vir julle mense. Totsiens.